Hello from me, Lazar Hristov. Welcome to the next lessons of the course on Introduction to Lazarus IDE. We are currently working on my second book, Introduction to Lazarus IDE Part 2. Last time we started Chapter 4. More components in the Lazarus IDE. We looked at the toolbar component. Now we'll look at the action list component. Actually, last time we started with the first lesson of it, theoretical, and now we will look at a practical example. Let's open the PDF file. Last time we got this far, we showed its properties, and now let's do an example so that the logic itself can become clear to you, and we're not going to invent the example now. In the meaning of its code, and we will use as a base the code of example 8, with the menus, from the first book. This is one such example, where we have menus, file, edit and for the program. Here's what we see in these menus. So, here, in the File menu, we have the following options: New, Open, Save. In the menu we have these, and with the right button when we click, we have these 5. We see that here we have shortcuts, and for the program, we see here's this window, here's some code. We can look in the Open menu. In the File menu, New, Open and Save. So here we basically have a duplication of code between the main menu and the context menu. Here's how we'll include the action list component in this example. To do this, we'll do the following steps. For example, the project of Project 10.2 action list. We open the project and place a component action list on the form. Like this. Then we double-click on the component Action List 1 and we need to create categories and actions here. Here are the categories. We open a window like this here and the actions. I've created the first 3 in the file category. Then we go to the first file, New, and in the On Execute event we click on the 3 dots on the right. And in the Open procedure we write the code from the same procedure in the menu. Then we go to this menu, we select its property to be action. And select the file New procedure. And its previous procedure, we delete it. But there is one problem, that when you delete it, the icon in the menu is removed. Therefore, we have to choose again from the action list property, or do this directly in the new procedure in action. We do exactly the same thing for the context menu. In this way, I keep working until I replace all 5 duplicate procedures in the program. After each one, I test it to see if everything is okay. The effect is that we have the duplicate code. Here's some code here, and finally, here's what the full list of actions looks like in the action editor. There it is, we actually have 5 actions here. Finally, I'll add that we can set keyboard shortcuts to launch the procedures in the action list via the shortcut property. And here, we choose different combinations here for these models. Here, let's open it up, so you can see in the Lazarus IDE what this will look like. Here's our program. Let's compile it and run it. And now, for example, we have some text here. We can say to edit, here's a new line, to add a new line. We have an option to delete the selection. Here, for example, I'm selecting here. I'm choosing to delete the selection. We delete this menu, right? This is how it opens. In the menu file we have new, right? We have both open and save. For new, the text is cleared. Here we open a file called new. And with file save we save what we wrote in the file new. This file is located in the project folder. That's all for this lesson. Best regards.